Welcome to another video. In this video, we're really going to be discussing what you actually need to go from $0 to 100K per month if you are a coach, consultant, or agency owner. Because when you are at the $0, everything feels really hard. You question yourself, you doubt your actual offer, you check your phone 50 times a day, you kind of check on the messages you have sent maybe to a couple of the clients, you wonder if you are actually meant to do this. I have been there, not just once, but multiple times, because I have built businesses, but I also have closed many businesses down. I made money, but I also lost money. And here's what nobody really tells you. The jump from 0 all the way to 100K per month is not about finding some secret actual strategy. It's about building capacity, emotional capacity, and operational capacity, and revenue capacity. If you don't increase your capacity, you cannot hold a higher actual income. So today, I'm gonna walk you through what actually needs to change, not just what you actually need to do or give you some BS strategy, but who you actually must become inside of your business in order for you to take your business all the way from 0 to 100K per month if you're a coach, consultant, and agency owner. So let me share my screen and let's get into it. So let's start with the first thing first, right? In order for you to go from 0 all the way to 100K per month, you need to have a real problem that you're actually solving in the marketplace, right? Not a nice to have offer, but a real problem you actually can solve, an offer that drives demand inside of your actual business, okay? So let's start here. If you are currently at 0, let's say you're at 0 actual dollars, and you want to get to 100K per month, you need to understand a couple things. You need to create a craving offer in the marketplace that's gonna get you eyeballs, people that are actually gonna get interested, and they're gonna come to you just because they're interested to know what the offer is all about, okay? So if you are at $0, 80% of the time, this is the issue. You're solving really weak problems inside of your business, and you need to be focusing on solving much higher problems, okay, inside of your business. So weak problems sound like, let's say you help to grow social media, you help to get some clarity, you help to build a brand. Strong problems sound like I help you to install a predictable client acquisition system to go from 0 all the way to 50K per month in the next 90 days, okay? That's a really specific problem-oriented actual solution offer, okay? Or I help you to fix conversion rate to, let's say, a certain percentage rate, okay? Or I help you to remove operational bottlenecks so you can scale to 100K a month in the next 160 days, okay? A really specific problem-driven actual offer. 100K per month, you are solving expensive pain. And expensive pain has 3 characteristics. So number 1, it costs them money right now. So they are leaking money. Number 2, it creates stress or actual pressure. And number 3, they already tried to fix it, which is a big one. Somebody that already has tried to fix it and couldn't get it fixed will have much higher value when they look at your actual offer. The perceived value of your offer is going to be really high. So if someone can ignore the problem, they will not pay you the premium, okay? So at first, okay, the first thing is first. So in order for you to get to 100K per month, you need to be brutally honest and ask yourself these 3 questions. Is your offer currently urgent? Is it measurable? Is it painful enough? If not, you need to refine it until it is. Because this type of offer, when you create a demand-driven offer, a problem-driven offer, you're gonna get so much attention to that offer and so much interest into that offer that you can start really pricing it with a high tier prices, okay? So next thing, after you have the offer, after you're driving attention, after you're getting enough sales calls, you need to learn the art of actual selling, okay? You need to master the art of selling. For real, okay? This is where most founders sabotage themselves. They say, I don't like to sell, I don't want to be pushy, I just want leads, I don't want to be salesy. And this is what usually happens. When they say this, the number 1 problem inside of the business after they have solved the lead problem is sales, okay? And so you need to understand another really important thing here, right? Listen carefully. Leads don't fix weak sales, ads don't fix weak sales, and more calls don't fix weak sales as well. Sales, at the end of the day, is what drives revenue inside of your business. If you don't have enough revenue, your business will always be stuck. Another thing I want to tell you, after having done like thousands of these calls with different coaches and consultants and agency owners, I can tell you honestly, most that say, hey, I don't want to be pushy, really suck at sales. Okay, they really suck at sales, they don't have the right skill set. Now, it doesn't mean that they cannot learn. Obviously, they can learn and they can master the art of selling. But what they really need to understand is this. If they can help somebody and they didn't help them to pick the solution that can help them, you're not doing them actual service. You are serving somebody if you can help them to solve their problems so they can get to where they actually want. And I see a lot of coaches and consultants and agencies don't really get it. They think it's really selling. It's not selling when you're trying to help somebody to overcome obstacles, when you help them to solve certain pain, or you help them to have a solution that it's going to help them to have a desired state inside of their life. If you can do that for them, then your job is to make sure that they can really choose the solution you're providing, because your solution is going to get them to where they actually want to be. Unless your solution sucks, it has no results, it has no value, yes, then don't do it, because then what you are doing, you're just being a fraud. But if your solution, and you strongly believe that you can help them, you have the right solution, you have the right expertise, then your job is to close them on the call, because that is going to help them to grow. Most of the times I hear like, hey, I don't want to feel salesy, I don't want to really overcome the objections, because if they want to think about it, I'm just going to let them think about it for the next 500 years or the next 5 decades. What you really need to understand here is you need to learn the mastery of objection handling. The reason is for it because we human beings want to protect ourselves. We want to stay in comfort zone. And when somebody needs to give you money, that's when we're exiting the comfort zone. And so you really need to understand this, right? In order for somebody to grow, you need to help them to exit the comfort zone. If you cannot help them to exit the comfort zone, they will not grow and you will not grow as well, because your comfort zone is also not by handling those objections. If you start handling the objections, if you start really being the man, the woman that helps them to understand that this is the decision they need to make in order for them to get there, you're not going to only close more sales, but you're going to help more people and they're going to be more successful with you, okay? So skill fixes sales. When you are under 20K per month, your main job is simple. Get very good at diagnosing problems, asking deeper questions, holding the silence, creating urgency through clarity, and closing without desperation, okay? Sales is not convincing somebody, it's helping somebody clearly see. And if you think that it's all about sales and being pushy, then you haven't mastered the understanding and the perception of actual sales, okay? So it's helping someone clearly see where they are now, where they want to be, where they are stuck, and what will cause them to stay stuck, okay? If this is what needs to be answered. If you currently your call is not structured in this way, number one, where they are currently, like mean the current state, where they want to be, the desired state, why they are stuck means the problem, and what will happen if they don't solve the problem. If your call is not structured like this, you already are going in the wrong direction. So first, after you have leads corrected and you have leads coming in, fix this in this way, in this order. Number 1, number 2, and number 3, and number 4, okay? And then showing them the structured path. If you master sales, everything else becomes much easier, because now you can convert opportunity into actual revenue. A lot of coaches and consultants and agency owners said to me that, hey, the other agency have burnt me. I got this lead agency that was getting me unqualified leads. And so they came to me and they said, hey, I really want you to help me. I saw your content. I have seen you also help one of my friends in the business, and I want you to help me as well. And so what ended up happening was this. So I asked them a simple question. I said, okay, so you got leads coming in from an agency, and you said they were unqualified. I said, okay, so what made them unqualified? Well, they didn't want to buy. I said, okay, what about criteria? Like, was there an application form? They were like, yeah, there was an application form. And I said, okay, what were the questions like kind of matching what you were expecting to have on the call? Was the criteria matched on the application? They were like, yes. But when I jumped on a call, it wasn't there. They didn't want to buy because they said they need to think about it. And then I understood. I was like, okay, so you currently only are getting clients that have no objections whatsoever. And it was like, yeah, we only mostly work with clients that like say, hey, send me the agreement, or let me have a 1 day to sleep on it, or let me get back to you. And then if they get back to you in a month, then you go ahead, or if they get back in a week or 2, you go ahead, right? And so he was leaving hundreds of thousands of dollars on an actual table, because the agency was actually doing a great job. I must say they were doing a great job getting him enough actual calls on his calendar to have enough opportunities to close. But eventually what ended up happening, he was not capable of closing, so he was leaving a lot of money on the table. And this is what also was really holding his business back from scale, because he wasn't capable of actually closing. So it's super important. So if you master sales, everything else becomes really easy inside of your business as well, because then you have a lot of profitability, because now you can convert opportunity into revenue. If you cannot convert opportunities into revenue, your business will always suffer. So you need one acquisition channel, not 5. At 0 to 20K per month, complexity will kill you. Most people try Instagram, YouTube, cold email, LinkedIn ads, referrals, and podcasting. And they master none because they try to be the master of all, and they become the jack of trade. Okay? So you don't need more platforms, you need a depth. Pick one, then go really deep. Understand the platform, study high performers, improve messaging weekly, and track output, track conversion. Consistency beats creativity at this stage. For a long period of time, if you want to go, consistency will always beat the actual creativity or trying to get the one viral video, okay? And I will give you some strategies, so watch this video till the end. We're gonna cover everything. So 100K per month is still built on repetition, not excitement. Your time must be protected like money, okay? Here's something most people ignore. Your calendar is your real bank account, not your bank account. Your calendar will tell you what are the opportunities there, what you can pursue, what you can decline, because your calendar, at the end of the day, will determine how busy you are, how well paid you are, and how much opportunity you have in the near future, okay? At $0, you waste time scrolling, overthinking, consuming content, and jumping between ideas. At 100K per month, time is really structured, right? You need clear daily priorities, deep work blocks, zero notification focus time, weekly review sessions in order for you to really scale. Ask yourself this: did I move revenue today, or did I just stay busy? Because if you haven't moved the revenue today and you just stayed busy, then that's also the reason why your company currently is really stuck. Busy does not equal profitability. Profitability equals actually moving the revenue and taking the activities, the path where you have revenue, okay? And the path is usually, could be anything, running ads, it could be DMing, it could be maybe combining the DMs with your actual content. There could be a lot of things. But the most important thing is, if you're currently stuck between 0 and 20K, you need to be involving yourself in the money-making activities inside of your business, okay? So you need to become emotionally stable. This is a big one. You cannot build 100K per month if a bad call ruins your week, one rejection makes you doubt everything, one slow week makes you panic, a refund destroys your confidence, okay? Revenue at this level requires emotional control. You must learn to zoom out, look at trends, not days, review numbers calmly, and adjust strategy logically. Emotionally reactive founders sabotage the momentum. Calm founders usually build momentum because they are staying calm and they know that in the long run, the consistency will work out, okay? Stability is competitive advantage. So you need systems before you actually scale. That's really important. Let's talk about something dangerous here. Scaling chaos is really dangerous, okay? Like if you scale chaos, it's gonna become dangerous, because I've seen this with a lot of coach consultants and agency owners, is that they don't have a lot of systems in place in the business. They don't have system operational protocols. They don't have delivery kind of systemization and standardization. They don't really know how to make the right decisions inside of the business. It's kind of emotional. The onboarding is also kind of emotional, and depending on like different days and different tactics. So if that's happening and you're just putting more attention and more clients into that, what is happening, you're really burning your business and you're breaking your business. So let's talk about something now. Scaling chaos, right? You hit 30K, you increase ads, you close more clients, delivery becomes messy, clients feel neglected, and you burn out. That's the usual outcome. Now revenue drops, and the reason is this: because you scaled without actual structure. Okay? Before pushing towards 100K per month, install this clear onboarding process. Clearly, standardized. There's no questioning of what and how it's going to happen. It's clear onboarding process. Documented delivery steps, defined client communication rules, KPI tracking, and standardized check-ins, okay? If delivery depends entirely on your mood and energy, it will collapse under pressure. A lot of coaches and consultants and agency owners have seen went to 50K only the next month to drop down all the way to 0, just because they didn't have all the right systemization, standardization inside of the business, which kept them away from actually scaling, right? You need to understand this. Systems equal consistency, and consistency equals scale. So you must shift from doer to actual builder, because I see a lot of people just do a lot of things inside the business, but just doing is not going to cut it, because if you don't know what's working and what isn't working, it's really hard for you to scale something. And this is why I see coaches 3 years later, 4 years later, are still stuck at the same level, just because they are just doing things without really understanding the purpose of doing them and the purpose of understanding how to improve them. So this turning point, at the beginning you do everything, right? But if you want to hit 100K per month consistently, you must ask, Can this be documented? Can this be delegated? Can this be simplified? So start small. Number one, hire part-time support. Number two, document one process per week and remove yourself from repetitive tasks, right? That are repetitive tasks, you need to remove yourself, because if you keep doing the same task all the time and all the time again, you're just wasting your time. So you need to delegate it, but you also need to record it, so you can then, when you are delegating the process, you can teach somebody how to actually do it. Because freedom is not a feeling, it's actual structure. Once you have structure inside of the business, that's when you really gain your time back, and that's when you really can scale as well, okay? Freedom is not when you feel free. Freedom is really when you are free. You need to really understand that, right? So understand the math without emotion. Let's make it this really simple. If your offer is $5,000 per month, or $5,000, you only need 20 clients per month to hit 100K. If your close rate is 25%, you need 80 qualified calls. Now the question becomes, how many leads produce 80 qualified calls? Now you reverse the actual engineer. This removes fantasy and it really gives you a number, okay? So what you actually need to track inside of your business: leads, booked calls, show up rate, close rate, and cash collected. Data removes the anxiety because it gives you clear understanding of what you need to be doing, what's working and what's not working. Emotional, it's what really drives the anxiety up, because you don't know where are you coming from. So when I say you don't know where you're coming from, it means like when you say, hey, this is not working, the question is, where are you coming from? Are you basing that conclusion, that decision based on the data that you have? Or are you making it just emotionally just because you didn't see the result that you were expecting it? Because not seeing the result doesn't necessarily mean that it's not working. Okay, so you need to have the data in order for you to really make that conclusion. If you don't, you're just simply guessing. When you track clearly, you stop guessing as well, okay? So money is the result of capacity. Here's the deeper wisdom. 100K per month is not about ambition, it's about capacity. Can you handle 20 plus new clients per month? Can you manage a team? Can you solve bigger problems? Can you make decisions under pressure? Can you stay consistent when you are really bored? If you increase your personal capacity, revenue also will follow. If you chase revenue without increasing capacity, it slips through your actual hands. So the real transformation, going from $0 all the way to 100K per month, transforms you in three ways. You stop thinking short term, you stop reacting emotionally, and you start building deliberately. You stop asking, how do I actually make money fast? And you start asking, how do I build something that actually compounds over long periods of time? Okay. If you look at Alex Hormozi, you may look at some of the biggest entrepreneurs in the industry, you will also understand a couple things. That what they are doing, they are building for long term, never for short term. Okay. That's when things really change as well. Let me say this clearly. There's no hack, there's no magical funnel, there's no silver bullet, there's no secret ad, no hidden trick. It's all depends on really hard work. It depends on strong offer, real sales skills, consistent acquisition, solid delivery systems, emotional maturity, and long-term actual thinking. Okay? If you build those 6 foundations deeply, 100K per month stops feeling impossible. It becomes really easy for you. It becomes certain, okay? Not because it's easy, but because you build a structure that supports it. It's the same as building a house. If you build a house and you bring the windows, the doors, and the furniture, and you don't have the right walls up, you don't have the roof up, then what's happening is you just burning more money by just simply not having the right foundation. Or let's say you build all the floors and everything, but the foundation underneath is really kind of shaky. So what's going to end up happening is, if a storm comes, maybe the cold comes, all the foundation below it will collapse, and so as everything that you have built on the top. So in order for this not to happen inside of your business, really think about the foundation first. Like, is your offer strong, right? Can you sell? Can you close? Do you have consistent acquisition inside the business? Do you have solid delivery system? So that means standardized. Emotional maturity. Are you making actual decisions based on actual emotion? Or are you making on data? And even when you want to make an emotion, can you control your emotion to make decisions based on actual data? Okay? Because structure will always win long term. Now, if you really enjoyed this video, you really liked and you really gained value from it, please do like it. Please also subscribe to the channel. You're going to help me really with the algorithm and get more messages out. But not only that, you will also have access to my latest actual trainings, my latest videos that are like actual modules. If you have watched the trailer, you will understand that I have, over the 13 years of me actually being in the game, I have built and lost businesses. I have paid hundreds of thousands of dollars, not probably near to 1 million to actual education, mentors, failures and wins. So now I'm giving all this access for you to actually to have everything for free. So if you want to have access to all of my knowledge, just subscribe so you never miss a content piece that I'm doing. Comment down below if you need any additional help, or you maybe want me to make a certain content around a certain idea or maybe a certain perspective. You can do that, and I will be more than happy to actually help you and build content around. And most importantly, take this as you have paid me 100K per 100K, because that's what somebody would pay me to work with one-on-one with me. Okay, so let's say you paid me 100K, and now the most important thing is that you use what you have learned. Okay, it's not just important to watch these videos, but it's important actually that you use as well. Now, if your business is in a place where you really want to understand what's working and what's not working inside of your business, and you really want somebody to diagnose your business, we offer the 100% free diagnostic call in the bio. You can just simply schedule that there. What that call is going to help you to do is help you to diagnose your business and understand demand, delivery, capacity. Will also help you to understand the conversion and how you actually drive decisions. Is it data or emotional? And we're going to look at all the systems, and then we're going to tell you exactly what you need in order for you to scale your business. That's all for free. If you say, hey, can you actually help me? Maybe, because we kind of decline 90% of calls currently. So it's really important that if you currently are struggling and you need help, we offer that for free just because we want to help everybody as much as we can, okay? Now, again, subscribe, like it, comment down below, and I see you in my next video.